Warning, this video contains rumors, speculation, strong opinions, and
welcome, Geeks and Gamers, to Geeks and Gamers Entertainment. Making Geeks and Gamers great again. Someone's got to. We're going to talk about sources on this episode. I got my frequent collaborator, the Mad Dragon. The Mad, no, Sci-Fi Dragon. He's not usually that mad. I'll be honest with you. I wasn't going to film a video tonight. I wasn't feeling it. I got some stuff going on with my friends on YouTube. But this,
I know you've been telling me about it.
Well, yeah. But Sci-Fi Dragon is a true friend. He still talks to me no matter what. And
yeah, of course. You're a great friend, man.
Appreciate it. You're my great friend too. And you know what? I'm actually like in limbo, Sci-Fi Dragon, because the topics I talk about, I absolutely care about. It's my honest truth of how I feel, and when the way I feel gets other people upset, I don't want to make people upset, but I gotta share my opinions. And what's been happening with the Snyder Cut's bullshit. It's absolutely bullshit. And I just can't. I tried to not talk about it. I absolutely try not to talk about it, and I can't. It's on my mind. So the topic of this video is the Snyder Cut once again, because you know what? I rewatched Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, and Snyder Cut since my videos last week.
You mean Justice League?
Oh, I mean Justice League. Sorry.
Yeah, the Snyder Cut's not even out yet. That's why we were saying.
No. I mean that's how much it's on my mind. That's how much it's on my mind. So I've been thinking about doing this sources say video for a while. Who are you gonna trust? Movie Talk? And I'm not talking. Listen, people pick sides on this Movie Talk war. And you know what? I think they're all stooges. I think every single one of them. Yeah, ignore, signore. And I'll tell you what, I had my opportunity to go on his channel today. He does a live stream. And I just wasn't feeling. I'm not afraid or anything. I'm just like, I want to confront him about this bullshit. I'd like to talk to Jody'S corner again. Also, I don't think he'll want to. I'll tell you one thing. Andy Signore blocked me on Twitter. So,
really?
Yeah.
He blocked you? Oh man, that doesn't. That's never good.
Hey, bro, it wasn't my words that I showed. It wasn't me saying things. Maybe you're not happy what I showed, but it was so public. So I want to talk to Andy. Maybe I'll get up in there for next week. He has some live streams. I'll be more prepared then. I was feeling down. I'm feeling in limbo on the direction to take my channel. And you know what? I'm just gonna do what I want to do. I can't worry about others and people that stop talking to you over your opinion when it's your honest opinion. Screw them. Sorry.
Yeah. That's what I like about you, man. You don't softball for anyone just to maintain a friendship, because that's a big problem on social media and YouTube is that people softball too much and just so that they can keep certain partnerships.
I've been feeling nauseous about it. I mean, I've been feeling nauseous about it because what's been done to Snyder Cut and his family and the fandom is some bullshit. And our fandom was used. Now, this is Snyder Cut. I've heard a lot of criticisms that say Snyder Cut fans are like the menace of fandom. They do not identify as a menace. Anyone that identifies as a menace absolutely deserves the criticism. They are pro something, not against something, pro Snyder Cut being released. They include charity.
And even the Snyder Cut fans who are that way are just like a very small percentage of the Snyder Cut movement.
Don't lump them into Snyder Cut. They're just toxic fans. They're all over the place. They're all over the place.
Fans everywhere. It's unavoidable, pretty much.
Right. So what I saw,
Even the Godzilla fandom has toxic fans.
Right. So don't call them Godzilla fans or toxic. Say toxic fans. There are toxic critics, including these three stooges. Now, some may like some that are friends that are listening to Andy or Campia might say, "Oh, Doomcock's full of it," and people that are fans of Doomcock might say, "Andy and John are full of it." I say they're all full of shit. Don't trust anyone on the internet that says sources. That's my opinion. If you have a better source, do we have a better source in this situation?
No, not really.
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yeah, Zack Snyder himself.
Oh yeah, of course.
So when this dipshit Signor says, "I have a source that says," are you going to trust him or the director that actually filmed the product? I think I'm going to take the course. And the viewers in the comment section below comment who makes sense to listen to. YouTube movie pundits that are always back and forth. Listen, I say there's idiots on all sides. I say don't listen to anyone on the internet. If they say they have a source, I say be your own source, do your own investigating, because you know what? How many articles were sourcing his source that he won't reveal his source? Once Andy Signor made his article on FandomWire, a bunch of other articles popped up saying an unknown source, according to a source, about a source, says that it's not happening. Oh my God.
This whole sources thing is just a mess because you never know.
It's a game. No,
yeah.
They have conflicts of interest, viewers, clicks for their sites and for their videos. Signor has a whole series where he says, "Come debate me." So he wants to trash your opinion first and then come debate him, or you're afraid. I'm not afraid. He wasn't talking about it this week. I'm gonna come after him next week. I'm gonna get some. I've had a few days to clear my head, think about where I really want to go. This is really what I want to talk about. You believe it, don't you? Sci-fi. Yeah. This is honestly what I talk. Now I do want to cover other things too, like Mandalorian season 3 got the go ahead. That makes me so happy. That makes me so happy. Sci-fi.
They already greenlit the 3rd season.
Yes.
Oh man, that's I can't. They haven't even released the 2nd season yet, though.
I know, but it's going so well. It's like when Jon Favreau knows what he's doing, and the reaction is great. They actually have merchandise sales for Mandalorian that are doing well. So that's a plus on all sides. I'm sure the partners with Disney, like Hasbro and everyone making products for Star Wars, like Mandalorian. What about this other? No, we want Mandalorian products. We want Baby Yoda. So it makes sense. Yeah. And I am happy. You haven't seen it yet, right?
No, I haven't seen it, but I did see that that parody trailer that IGN just put out.
I didn't watch it.
Thought was real.
Yeah, I didn't watch it yet.
It got me. Like it got me when I was watching it. But then, like when it got to the end, it was like, yeah, this thing is totally fake.
All right. So now, am I hating on Jody's Corner because we're gonna watch part of his video? No, I'm not. I just think he's full of shit. Like I would tell any friend, and friends tell me I'm full of shit all the time. I still talk to them. I'm not a baby. Hey, you could in the comments below tell me if you think I'm full of it. But the reason he's so adamantly against the Snyder Cut in this video is absolutely ridiculous. I would love to hang out with Jody's Corner. I don't think he'd want to, because I'm gonna critique the hell out of him. And so are you.
Yeah.
But I think he's a fun person to hang out with. I think he's now this is coming from a madman in a mask on the internet talking about movies. I think it's a little bit of a show. Just like a lot of YouTubers do. Can you trust a madman on the internet wearing a mask that says I'm legit and these guys are full of shit? Well, that's up to you viewers. I believe it. I'm not here to try to tell you what to believe. But my opinions are my own. I never make a video I don't believe in. Never. and I want to cover this. So we're going to bring up the video. Also, with the reason I got so annoyed with Signor with his article is Snyder Cut is not coming, and Warner Brothers will never work with Zack Snyder again. So that would be different if he cut it off at it's not coming for HBO Max. But when he says they will never work with him again, what kind of source talks like that doesn't have his own personal agenda, or the writer of the article doesn't have an agenda? We'll never work with him again. Do you know how much he's done for Warner Brothers? That's some bullshit.
They wouldn't just dump him like that. They would take a lot more.
Or if they were not going to work with him again, they wouldn't talk like that.
Yeah.
So that source that would tell you that, they have reasons.
Yeah, that's another reason why not to trust sources, because they might be full of it. They might be telling you lies, and they might be misleading you about stuff. So don't even trust any source that comes to you with information.
Well, the way he spun it was just to get his eyes on his video for the nerd debate, whatever he does. Convince me wrong, prove me wrong, or whatever. After he bashes the fandom first. All right. So, and I have another article ready to go, but let's get Jody's take on where Zack Snyder went wrong. Where I think he's apt. Where Jodi went wrong. Where Jodi went wrong was making this video, because everything he has that he critiques Zack about is Warner Brothers, what they wanted, and I'll get to that in the article about what he wanted to do after Man of Steel.
Yeah, it was
not. He didn't want to just jump into Batman v Superman. He wanted to flesh out Superman first.
Yeah, even though I think Snyder did the best he could with what he was given from Warner Brothers, he made Batman v Superman work, even though it was perhaps a bit too early.
Yeah, but it was amazing for what he had to work with. They rushed the Batman v Superman. Zack Snyder's original plan was to make Man of Steel 2 before. But this was after. You have to remember the time frame. This was when Avengers hit big, and they wanted their Avengers. They didn't want to wait for it, and then they're going to throw them under the bus when it didn't. It wasn't. Oh, Callie, what are you doing? Eating something again. All right, I'm bringing it up here.
If Warner Brothers had just waited and not rushed it, I think that they could have waited the MCU out after Endgame and could have taken their spot pretty much with Justice League.
Mm-hmm. All right, so let's see what Jody's got to say. I think he's a fun guy, fun personality, but I wouldn't trust him as a source of legitimate critique. He's got an agenda for clicks himself.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of YouTubers. They all have agendas for clicks.
Yeah. All right.
Mediocre Superman story pissed me off highly.
Oh wait.
Give you the grade now, just in case y'all forgot.
Okay.
So once again, as a film, I give Man of Steel an A.
Okay.
Okay. Wait, what? What was?
And
like a commercial break?
No. That's where he gives us. That's where he gives a score.
Good.
Oh,
good.
Okay.
As a superhero film, as a Superman film, here's my grade.
That's so distracting. I can't even. I don't.
Mediocre.
Okay.
Oh, come on. Man.
All right, Jodi. Okay. If you give it that score, back it up with facts. And this is where he falls short in this video.
This is a mediocre Superman story.
Why?
It pissed me off highly.
Why?
There are elements in there, and the C minus comes from elements.
Okay, what elements?
Elements,
What elements?
And a really good element that gives it that C minus is not so much the character itself, but it's this. It is all of this glory right here. Look at this shot. Bro, I'll never forget when I saw that.
Yeah, it's amazing scene.
Yeah, it is amazing.
This shows that I'm not, it's got to be traditional comic book accurate 100%. I'm not that type of person.
Good.
This is a totally different Krypton. This is nothing like the comic books, right? Natural.
Well, actually, the Krypton in Man of Steel is actually more comic book accurate than the original Superman, because the comic book Superman, from what I learned, actually has all those like creatures and stuff that that Man of Steel depicts.
Mm-hmm. This is no one's gone this. There hasn't been a Superman story this fleshed out as Man of Steel on film.
It's totally different, but somehow kind of familiar enough. I love Zack Snyder's version of Krypton. Okay. The first 15 minutes of Man of Steel are the best of the actual film. Jor-El, spot on, great, different, but great. Snyder changed Ontario against changed Jor-El.
Now, are we watching this just to dunk on Jodi? No, I want to hear what he has to say. Where Snyder went wrong. I don't think he proves it in this video. The film is amazing to me. Would the franchise be better if he got to make Man of Steel 2 before Batman v Superman? Of course, but that wasn't Zack Snyder. That was the studio pushing him into, so they had their movie to compete with the Avengers.
Of it, how it went down, and I like it. Look at this. Love it. Love this.
Hopes and dreams travel with you.
Love it.
Yeah, I do too.
An outcast.
Oh, there is no refuge, kiddo. Jor-El was right. Bruh. And I'm telling you, I would have been one of the biggest proponents pushing Superman.
Okay, do you see? I would have loved to do you see though? He said, "See the elements that are bad," and then he shows a good element. Where is the bad element? That's why I'm so frustrated with his video, with his take. I'm like, okay, you gave it a C. You're talking about the bad elements, and then he shows one of the best parts of the movie, and then he moves on.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of the biggest issue I have with Jodi whenever he talks about Man of Steel, is that he sort of flip-flops on it sometimes.
And he skated past his whole argument. Okay, bro, I'm waiting for you to say what the bad elements are. All right, let's give.
But I hated to have to tell the truth on this. I hated to have to be honest. And with my disgust of this Superman, this telling of Superman, I saw in Man of Steel, he looked like he was going to go somewhere, but then he shot it all back down with BVS.
See look, he totally skipped past the critique of the actual Man of Steel movie and then is complaining that BVS came next. That wasn't Zach. That was WB. That was Warner Brothers pressuring him into, listen, they wanted Batman v Superman forever. What was that Will Smith movie that they had a billboard in it years ago? It was like 10.
Was it Hancock?
No, it wasn't Hancock. There were zombie films. Let me.
I Am Legend?
Yes, I Am Legend. Thank you, Sci-Fi Dragon. So that is where they said that, yes, Batman v Superman is coming, even before Man of Steel. So they rushed into it for that box office screen. So everything he's saying in this video that he has a critique is not Zach. He should be complaining about Warner Brothers. Jodi, talk to me again, brother. I want to talk to you. I hope you want to talk to me. Every issue you have in this video where Snyder went wrong is where Warner Brothers went wrong. And now they are denying the Snyderverse still exists, fighting against the Snyderverse, and that's why there's still problems. And I will never stop speaking my mind about that. The reason there's still problems with the DC movie universe is they're trying to deny the success of what Zack did, what he started, who he cast, what he got started, and they're fighting against it still. That's why there's problems. And 20 million is a drop in the bucket to finish this. Yes, a cut can't exist without being a final cut. It doesn't say Zack. It doesn't say Snyder final cut. It says the Snyder cut. There, you can see everything and all the elements of the movie in there. It does exist. It does exist. Look at this. We'll get to that later. It does exist. And all the issues that you want to hate on this man is actually Warner Brothers itself. Maybe you don't want to say that because you get close to Warner Brothers screenings. I'm telling you though.
Yes, Man of Steel, Superman is going to that. At the end of Man of Steel, he looked like he's about to be Superman in the next movie, right? But why did BVS shoot him back down? That's the mistake that even Snyder fans won't admit.
It's not Zack Snyder's fault.
Yeah,
it's not his fault that they went to Man of Steel to Batman v Superman. I will go up to an article later after this video. It's not his fault.
Will not admit, and I followed the movies, and some of them are young and dumb and full of cum, and they don't know.
Oh, come on. That's your garbage tier comment.
Yeah, garbage tier.
But I'm old enough. I know I followed it. I covered this.
I followed it too. I'm a fan.
Man of Steel 2 was supposed to be BVS. The release date of BVS was supposed to be Man of Steel 2. Snyder changed it.
Why did he change it, Jody? Why did he change it? Pressure from the studio interference. And then when they got what they wanted and they didn't get as much money as they wanted, they threw him under the bus, hijacked his film at the worst time of his life.
He was going to make a proper Superman sequel that I think was going to be the right Superman. No one talks about this in the Snyder universe. No one talks about it because they want to ignore it.
No.
But Snyder was going to make Man of Steel 2.
Yes.
And he changed it up, cast Batman, and made it a Batman story and called it.
Yeah, and why did that happen? You know that. Hey, people watching this video right now, please tell Jody why that happened. You know sci-fi. During that time, all the studios were chasing, actually, not just DC. They wanted to do a monster movie universe, Universal.
Yeah.
Everyone was chasing their own universe after the success of Avengers. You have to remember the time frame.
Including Warner Brothers themselves, because they wanted to make a monster universe out of Godzilla too, even though that wasn't originally the plan with the American version that came out in 2014.
So during this time, if you are a follower of this and Zach, you know that plans changed and he adapted. You have to do what your boss says. What are you gonna do? You're not gonna greenlight Man of Steel 2. They wanted Batman v Superman.
BVS. That's where he effed up.
No, and you know what? Even though he had to rush in the Batman Batman versus v Superman, he did it. He succeeded, and it's amazing. I would have preferred to have Man of Steel 2 in between there. But even though he couldn't, if you watch Man of Steel and go right into Batman v Superman, it's amazing. Seeing the end of Man of Steel with the fight between Zod, the destruction, and how he couldn't stop him without killing him. He did not want to do it. That was an amazing sequence. And then because he was causing such it was killing innocent bystanders. That's why Superman had to do it. And then to see the very beginning of Batman v Superman with Bruce Wayne running through the streets with such passion. I haven't seen that in a superhero film. I have not seen that realistic. Everything. Look, Avenger movies are great, but they are the 2012 of disaster movies. They're like things are happening all the time. You don't actually see the real destruction. People actually dying and being hurt. You don't see it. It's like a cartoon. This is a realistic approach, and I say Batman v Superman is one of the best superhero movies of all time. And it's very underappreciated, and they hate on him. And I think the other reason they hate on him is Sucker Punch, because there is a bias in the critic world, where a lot of critiques from Sucker Punch is that had that male gaze on the female actresses, and some critics didn't let him live that down. They thought I think that's why another reason he's okay to hate on in the critic world. Oh, he did Sucker Punch, and that's his film without working on a property.
Yeah, and even Sucker Punch had a message to it too. Like it wasn't what the critics said it was. It was a lot more to it. Like there was a whole bunch of like layers and symbolism to it as well. And that's kind of what I like about Zack Snyder, is that even though he makes these blockbuster type movies, he likes to make them more meaningful than other directors do.
All right, so let's finish what he's saying.
That's where he effed up. I had patience. I would have took this Man of Steel and be like, all right, let's see what the sequel does. But Snyder ruined the universe by changing Superman's sequel from Man of Steel 2 and BVS.
And you could thank Warner Brothers for that. The next Warner Brothers screening you want to go to, Jody, that was not Zack. He went along with it, of course. He had to. I'm sure he would have preferred to do Man of Steel 2 before Batman v Superman. That was the original plan. I'll get to the original plan later.
And I will always hold that over his head.
See?
And deep down in his heart, he is not in the Snyderverse right now. He's not in the DC universe right now. If I could name one thing why Zack Snyder is no longer working for Warner Brothers, no longer making these movies, is because he made the decision to not tell the story of Superman right and give him a proper sequel and make BVS.
So the number one reason he says Zack's not there is the Warner Brothers decision to do it ahead of Man of Steel 2. Great job, Jody. Great job. This video, I'm sorry, you're wrong. Where Jody went wrong on the Zack Snyder. I might change the title of this video, Sci-Fi Dragon. Where Jody went wrong critiquing Zack Snyder.
There'll be a lot of heat for that one.
It was his choice.
Oh, well.
If he made Man of Steel 2, he would still be working now, and the Snyder Cut would be out. It would be different. I think his whole universe would have been different. Better, but slightly different. You would have got a Batman movie. You would have got a Justice League, but it would have been different. That one decision changed so much for DC that I bet if he could turn back time, he never would have made BVS, and he would have made a proper Man of Steel 2, building the universe the right way. You started a big unit. You made Superman fight Batman.
Outside pressures forced him into
Superman right first,
and then he developed it right.
You didn't even develop Batman right, and you had them fight in your second film.
Oh my God! How are you gonna develop Batman? At that time, we already had the Batman Dark Knight trilogy. They don't want to see another. No one wanted to see another Batman origin before Batman v Superman. I'll be honest there. I don't think Warner Brothers made the wrong decision to just throw another Batman into Batman v Superman.
Yeah.
We don't need to see Superman and Batman again when we just finished the Dark Knight trilogy. That would have been stupid. Man of Steel 2, yes, but not a Batman movie ahead of it.
And they could have still done like a Batman movie after, but not before. You know what I mean? Right.
And this is an older, more grizzled Batman that's gone through some shit. How are you going to do all of that in one movie? That would be,
Yeah. Like they're just like with the Matt Reeves trilogy, they're just barely showing like the first year or second year of his run as Batman. So it's gonna take a lot more than just one movie to show his whole backstory.
Yeah. All right, let's finish this.
That is asinine. Y'all know my frustrations, and I have plenty of.
I have frustrations with you.
Any Snyder fan that it's nothing. It's nothing.
It's something.
I am a Snyder fan of certain films.
Oh my God, that's the go-to cop out.
I know.
I'm allowed to hate on it because I like certain Zack Snyder. That's the go-to thing.
They all do it.
That right? I would be capping for this dude.
No, they act like this is Michael Bay. This is not Michael Bay Transformers.
I know.
They act like it's Michael Bay. It's not Michael Bay. What the hell's wrong with you, Jody? What the hell, man?
Let this man work. I would be just like y'all, but I'm not, because he didn't do me right. He did y'all right. He didn't do me right. So y'all could say, oh, give Snyder back, and I'm gonna say no, because he doesn't get the characters right here. He looked like he was with Man of Steel, but he fumbled. And I'll always rep.
So everyone's okay with give one man the fall for the studio pressure, outside pressure from the studio, from audiences wanting event. It wasn't just the studio. Audiences wanted Justice League when Avengers hit, after Avengers success.
Yeah. Because I remember when Avengers came out, there was all kinds of people saying, "Oh, well, where's Justice League? Why isn't DC making Justice League? Oh, they're way behind Marvel. Marvel's way ahead of them with their Avengers movie,
All right.
Snyder say, man, I even give him credit for this movie here. He did such a good job with the film. He ruined the.
He has not said one bad thing about Man of Steel in here, except that they jumped right back to Batman v Superman. So he gave it a C, and it hasn't said anything.
Yeah.
Horrible review.
Character. And I still was giving him a chance to see what he was going to do with him.
You gave him a chance
to get that character correctly. Fumbled it. Made it BVS and then ruined killed him. I was waiting for a proper. Imagine in my shoes. I was disappointed with Man of Steel because it wasn't a good Superman story, but I saw
he hasn't said one reason why yet.
Darkness.
He hasn't said one reason.
In order to potentially get to the light.
Oh, okay. There, you might say that point there, going through the darkness of the Superman. There's some amazing. The moment when Clark's father, Jonathan Kent, I believe, sacrifices himself because he doesn't want his son to be revealed too soon is amazing.
Yeah, I like that scene too, even though people like to complain about it.
Listen, if you want superheroes in the real world, you got to deal with some harsh. Listen, everything that Zach does, he does it with a slight. It's not exactly real world, but he goes more realistic. If you want to take the drama and the realism of superheroes actually existing, this is the world that it would be. And people are not ready for it. He is ahead of his time.
Then I hear Man of Steel 2 is down. It's BVS now. What? Ben Affleck. What? He's 50, 45. What? Where are criminals? Jason Todd dead? Lois? Lex Luthor Jr.? What? Doomsday's here? What? You killed Superman? What? Imagine all that stuff that I wanted and should have been done. And in the second film from him, you kill the hero. After this movie, Man of Steel, Superman dies. How can you defend that? How can you?
Batman v Superman, the extended edition, is like two movies. It's almost like a trilogy there.
Yeah.
The first part is now I would have preferred Man of Steel 2 in there. Yes. But we didn't get it because of a bunch of forces that were outside of Zack Snyder's control. The studio, the general public, and the films that existed before it. There's a lot of Superman movies. So with what he had, he did the best he could do. And it directly linked right up to the end of Man of Steel with the beginning of Bruce. And he brought it together with that scene with Bruce going to try to save his employees and seeing the destruction of Superman. It totally worked.
Yeah, and Snyder totally had a plan with Superman's death. Like he had a reason why he killed him in that movie so he could bring him back in Justice League.
All right. Well, we got to finish
logically defend that. I don't understand the problem. It's people don't think. It's not. It's just,
I thought a lot about it. I told you.
You like what you got, but it could have been so much better.
Yeah, everything could be better.
Right way. And what I mean the right way is telling the story slowly and organically. He rushed so much Superman comic book goodness. You rushed Wonder Woman in, Batman. You rushed the Justice League.
Yes, that was what everyone wanted. That was not his fault. That is what everyone wanted. What could he do? He has to deliver what the audience, his investors, his bosses, studio meddling. He has to do it. And then you're going to blame him for it.
Superman and the return of Superman. But Man of Steel is a good movie.
Okay, so where's the C from then? Where's the goddamn C? Jodi, do you hear yourself? Man.
Just a bad Superman film. And that's just my take on it, man. That's never gonna change. So as you guys know, you guys got my grade there. I won't show it again. So there it is. Man of Steel trailer to reaction. Oh shoot, as a trailer, I gotta grade this sheet. Okay. Those were the grades for the film. The grade for this trailer, hands down, gets the grade that it deserves. Here you go. Perfect trailer.
Okay, I've had enough. I had enough of Jodi. All right. Thanks, Jodi, for your video. Perfect trailer. All right. Okay, so
he didn't explain anything about why
he gave it a C. Why he gave it a C, except that it was a little bit darker Superman. Okay, so cosmicbooknews.com, not the most reliable source, but for this type of article, they don't need to be because it's documented. There was lots of stuff to back up this article. Zack Snyder's original plan was Superman. Maybe I should share this too. Hold on. Trash Jody's video, or maybe it deserves to be trash. It's trash, but I can't explain why. It's a C, but I haven't explained why in the whole goddamn video. Trailer A+. He gets scores all. He has 3 different scores. It's an A. It's a C. It's an A+. What the hell, bro?
Yeah, and his score animation is super distracting too. Like what?
Oh, I like that though. I do like.
I thought it was like a commercial break or something.
All right, behind the scenes details are learned about the DC movie universe, where it is confirmed that according to sources, is confirmed that Zack Snyder's original plan was to focus and follow the journey of Henry Cavill's Superman. Exactly what Jodi wanted. That is what Zack wanted. An independent freelance market research analyst and focus group moderator for the DC movies, Neil Daly, participated. Oh, I don't know, Fire and Water part. I don't know what the hell that is. Where he goes into details about Zack Snyder's Superman and DC plans. Daly notes that Warner Brothers meddled with Zack's plans and that Zack wanted to go with solo films. But the WB execs were playing catch up to Marvel and the Avengers and wanted to get the Justice League team out there as soon as possible. This is well documented, even by the likes of Campia. I remember during that time in Movie Talk, are they rushing the Justice League? Are they rushing? They're jumping right into it. They're doing the backwards of Marvel and Avengers. They're doing the big joint film first and then the solo films. It was a big topic of discussion, Movie Talk. There's everywhere. I don't have to just rely on comic book. How do you not know this, Jodi? How do you not know this? Bruh! All right. With the WB execs were playing catch up in Marvel, Snyder didn't want Justice League released as soon as it was, as his plan was to follow the story of Superman. Daly says Snyder wanted to do 5 or 6 movies. They'd started with Superman being the reluctant hero, leading to the Superman everyone is familiar with, a Boy Scout version approved by the president. Daly says the arc started with Superman, with the idea of him being a reluctant, apathetic hero who didn't know if he belonged on Earth and wanted to save people, leading to the Superman we all know. Okay, let me skip ahead of here. Daly also says Snyder's 5 to 6 movie plan consisted of Man of Steel, Batman v Superman, Justice League, Man of Steel 2, and a 2-part Justice League 2 and 3. Daly says a lot of things were left out of Snyder's true vision, that Snyder got a raw deal, and that Snyder had a lot going on moving forward. Daly also confirmed that Aquaman did save Clark Kent from the oil rig in the Man of Steel, and a lot was left out from Snyder's original plans for Batman v Superman as well. So can you blame him when they keep altering the deal? Pray that they don't alter it any further. How do they alter it further? They kick him off the project to take a hold of his movie and don't let him release the Snyder cut. Listen, I am passionate about this. I'm not going to read the whole damn article. I might. We've gone 40 minutes, sci-fi. Let me know. I'm gonna work. The other issue is I have other collabs this week too that someone wants me to watch something else, but I'm gonna try to work on the Titanic. Let me know. I'm gonna try to hook you up with Justice League digital copy so we can review that together because you haven't seen it yet. Because I know you did. I know you saw Man of Steel. I know you saw Batman v Superman, but I would be interested to have a fresh set of eyes on Justice League to go in, and then to see if you're pro Snyder Cut still, or if you're happy enough with Justice League, how you feel. I would love to get your thoughts.
All right,
and go check out Sci-Fi Dragon's video. He has it up, right?
Yeah, I have it up right now.
Yeah, go check it up. Go check it off right now. We're gonna end here. We've gone 40 minutes. I want to thank Sci-Fi and the Snyder Cut exists. Release the Snyder Cut and justice for Zack. Justice for Zack.
Yeah, justice for Zack.
All right, so that's where we're gonna leave it. Thanks, Sci-Fi, my true friend that's always ready to come on a video. We'll see you later.
No problem, man.